Welcome, everybody, to the LIPSEY'S Aim Higher podcast. Next to Dale Luke, I'm Rob Abrazino, and we have two very special guests today from Rugged Suppressors. I'll say it slowly this time. Josh and Travis. Josh is the National Sales Director. Travis fields pretty much every question that comes into the building, you know, in regards to, he's kind of the guru, the question guru at Rugged. And
he's the brains behind the operation.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So these guys are on tour, and they came to do some training with our sales team today. So welcome, guys. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you very much.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
How'd it go this morning? Did you get them, wake them up?
Yeah, I felt like it went well.
Good.
I feel like the second group was a lot more alert.
More coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cacaffeine kicked in, and we're ready to go. Yeah,
it hit the bloodstream by that time. So, more questions.
You've got a very new product out that we'll talk about in a minute, but I guess we'll just kind of dive into the history of Rugged a little bit, and maybe you guys can share a little background on and the story of, I guess, Rugged when it began. Give us a little background.
Sure. So Rugged's been in business for 8 years now. It was founded by Henry Graham, who has a long history in the industry, and Michael Derdziak. And so they started it 8 years ago, and since that time we've launched a number of cans. We have a pretty full product line: rimfire, pistol, and rifle cans.
You guys were kind of up and running and competitive, I guess, in the market pretty quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Travis has been with the company for what, 6.5 years now? Yeah,
about 6.5 years.
What's the catalyst then, Travis? Like what puts you kind of on a fast track? Because there's a pretty robust amount of competition out there today for suppressors as opposed to 5, 10, 15 years ago, certainly. It's a much different landscape. But you guys seem to navigate that pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's essentially just, seeing different shortcomings in the industry and picking up on that, and then essentially trying to fix it with a better and more evolved product, and then moving on from there.
So your R&D, I'm sure, is pretty extensive.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the owners really wanted the Rugged brand to stand for innovation, and when I first started with the company, I was interviewing with them, and I asked them, so what are the important, what's your vision? What are the important things for the company?
Good question. Flipping the script on
right,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
And so the first thing was the customer. The customer is the most important, and they hit that a number of different times. And one of the things I think that differentiates us in the market is the fact that we have an unconditional lifetime warranty.
Right. It's all over your website. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also in the name of the company.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
well, rugged product, first of all, so
right.
it takes a beating. But then if you do damage your suppressor, if you put the wrong ammo through it, or drop it out of your truck and run over whatever, send it in and we'll take care of you.
Wow.
That's how
that's strong. That's extremely strong.
Yeah.
There's a lot of human error, especially when it comes down to can, because not everybody quite knows diameter.
we can't all do math.
We have seen that a time or two. So
yeah. It happens more often than you think.
I can imagine.
I get that question all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've probably seen a trend towards the universal adapter. The 1x3/8x24 mount, and so you're kind of leading us into the Alaskan 360, which we just launched 2 months ago. But that's our first foray into the universal mount, using universal mount on our suppressors.
What are some of the hot tickets? Let's go kind of through the product line currently of some of the hotter items or more popular items. What's really moving for you guys?
So before we get there, cycling back to elements that differentiate us in the market, I would say one of them is our dual taper locking system, which is patented actually. So one of the issues in the market has been that people, particularly on rifles, their mounting system will carbon lock, right?
Yeah.
So with the Rugged dual taper locking system, it has an additional locking mechanism that actually protects your threads from carbon locking. So that's unique to Rugged, and I think from my perspective, one of the stronger selling points.
Quite a benefit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, one of the more stronger lockup systems that I've seen on any can that use a quick detach system.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is really, really fast, and it locks up Rock solid.
Yeah, and it's easy to unlock because of that dual taper.
Because
that protects
everything's
the threads.
protected.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's always zeroed, and it's easy to take on and off.
Yeah, there's nothing worse. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Whenever you try to put a can on, you can feel that grittiness.
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to lock it down, it just kind of makes you cringe a little bit.
Yeah, that's a pretty special part of our dual taper locking system because it doesn't have teeth to be worn down or anything like that. It utilizes a friction lock, so that way it just kind of clamps down, and the heat and everything will kind of keep it in place.
Interesting. Does that apply to all the cans?
Our rifle cans.
Yeah, they're all the rifle cans.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's solid.
So Travis had another point he wanted to make in regard to the Alaskan. What was that, Travis?
Yeah, so the Alaskan 360 is compatible with all of our muzzle devices for our rifle suppressors. So if you have existing ones, older ones, newer ones, it doesn't matter. It will still fit. And as well as all of the end caps. So we've got 5.56, a 30 caliber, flash hider end caps, and titanium. They're all compatible with the Alaskan 360.
So if you've been a rugged fan and a rugged buyer for some time, you can just, no worries, you're just jumping right in.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And so what I was saying is that most of our rifle cans are 1.5 inches in diameter. This is actually 1.6 inches, so it's a little bit thicker in diameter. But you can see how we've tapered here to seat the end cap there. So if you want to run it with like a flash hider end cap or something like that, any of our existing end caps, you can run them on the Alaskan as well.
And then you have
That's
the different I can say it, configuration set up here.
Yeah.
If you want to walk through those really quick.
Yeah, so this is the Alaskan with the cage, our universal cage, and 3-lug mount in there. This is the cage with a Nielsen device or a booster assembly, as you may know it, and this is with the the rugged universal mount.
And then you also have a direct thread option as well.
There you go.
Yep.
So that would be with the.
All right, cool.
So that'll cover the direct threads on all multiple popular thread pitches, half a 28.
5/8 by 24, and I believe we have one more, maybe half by 36.
So we actually have 5 of these. There's 5 different thread pitches, and you can find them on our website.
Nice.
And they do cover all the common thread
Fantastic.
pitches. Yep.
Fantastic.
One other awesome thing that people have been reaching out to us about, the Alaskan 360 is compatible with the 8.6 Blackout.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Excellent.
So,
That is solid.
So speaking of, I guess we'll transition, back into that is, what's hot? What are your movers?
Yeah, well, so our highest selling cans are actually our pistol cans, are the Obsidians, the Obsidian 9, the Obsidian 45, sell really well. I don't know everyone else's sales numbers, right? But
sure.
From our perspective, what we've heard in the marketplace, they're probably the most popular pistol can out there.
Yeah.
Also, the Oculus is a really big seller, the rimfire.
Right.
And that's super durable, belt-fed rated, which is
Get it nice and hot.
Yeah, cool for a 22.
Yeah.
I want a belt-fed 5.7.
There you go.
Let's start ripping on that, man. That'd be kind of
Put it on your Christmas list.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, Santa can afford it. I can't.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll have
No
some
kidding.
elves make them.
Yeah.
What about some of your rifle cans? What do you see? What do you like right now?
So we launched, I guess this was back in March, the Razor 556, which has been super popular.
Yeah.
So it's similar to the Razor 762, but it has some features that make it dedicated 556, so less blowback, which is an issue with that caliber.
Right.
Little lighter weight. It's tuned. It comes with a 556 end cap and a 556 dedicated muzzle device, so that's been super popular.
Yeah, explain the less blowback and what y'all did, unless it's a closely guarded secret, because that is a big deal. Dealing with 5.56 cans is everyone hates to get gassed.
Yeah. So if you've ever looked at the Razor 556, it's similar in look to the Razor 762, but the way that the baffles are spaced are just tuned to the 5.56 and allow for less blowback. So
you probably get a little bit better decibel rating in that because with the gas staying within the can, it's able to cool and
Absolutely.
and lower the decibel rating.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, and then of course the Alaskan, which we can, dive in here. And so we have one of these, and Jason and Dale got to shoot it. We've got some, video of that we'll share. I know you guys have shot it extensively. Actually, all of these cans, I know.
Hence the carbon on the white table.
Yeah.
We apologize.
No worries.
We didn't bring any show cans. These have all been fired. So.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, what are your thoughts? It's fine to be a little biased, but in shooting, let's get into the Alaskan. What is it? Talk about shooting it a little bit and maybe some of the technology behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. No bias at all. It's the best can on the market. Yeah. So this is our first foray into the universal mount, and so the Alaskan comes out of the canister, the rugged canister in this form. It's got the end cap right here, which is titanium, and it's got the tools, the multi-tools that you can use to remove what we're calling the RUM, or rugged universal mount, from the Alaskan 360. So you can run it on other applications. You can run it with a cage and a booster assembly. You can run it on a direct thread. Thread that right onto your rifle. Yeah, so very versatile. It's good on rifles up to .338 Lapua Magnum. Good on
stout
pistols and subguns up to 9 millimeters. So very versatile, great sound suppression, durable, full auto rated firing. So yeah, one of the unique features about this is that you don't need spanners actually to remove the rugged universal mount and drop something else in there. We've put all the geometry internal here. So with these two tools on the two different ends, you can just drop this into a vise, and with a wrench, take the RUM out and run it on whatever you want.
No special tools needed.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things with spanner wrenches is they tend to mar up the finish.
They slip. They slip
and they gouge.
I,
and all that
I
stuff.
have one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we tried to fix that problem and do it a little bit different. So.
A lot of thought into that. So we had it on a Shadow Systems 9 millimeter, the Ruger S-FAR, and then also 6.5 PRC Christensen. And again, we've got video of that, and Jason and Dale talk about that a little bit. So what do you guys really like to put that on? It's probably been on several different firearms that you've gone through. What's a real fun one to shoot with it?
So I would definitely say a MP5 full auto.
Nice.
Utilizing a 3-lug, and this thing is just phenomenal. It's incredibly quiet. It's a little more voluminous than the Obsidian, and it's just got a great deep tone to it. You're not getting that high pitch, ear popping sound.
That would have been fun last week. We actually shot a full auto AP5 last week.
That would have been nice to stick on the end of it. That would have been pretty.
Yeah, well, we can do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
So
I've never had someone shoot an MP5 with that configuration, with the Alaskan on there, and not turn around with an ear-to-ear grin.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That's why they call it the fun button, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. What about some uses for it? If you're all right, I'm out there. We'll run a scenario. I'm out there looking for a suppressor right now. I've got a few different things I'd like to throw it on. What are some things to consider? In shopping and looking around. What are some things that I might be looking for? Maybe somebody that's listening who's not terribly well versed in the suppressor market of things that matter, things that'll make life a little easier. I know you named a couple of them, and then maybe some practical uses for it outside of just the range.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things about suppressors, of course, is that they suppress sound, right?
Sure.
And so most people, when they go out hunting, aren't using ear protection. And of course, one bullet from a hunting rifle will damage your eardrums, right?
Sure.
So clearly using a suppressor is a smart move when hunting. But I mean, once you suppress, you never go back, right? Like, right. I mean, it's something that it's just a lot of fun.
Sure.
So when you're down at the range, and of course there's the ear protection, but also it's just super fun to shoot suppressed.
And it's polite on other shooters around you.
Yeah, that's
honestly.
True. Yeah.
I've been told there's certain like European countries that actually mandate when you hunt that you use a suppressor.
Yeah.
I thought that was gaining traction here, and you guys probably know more about it than I do, I'm sure. I mean, is that going anywhere as far as any kind of national laws passing?
I haven't heard of anything yet.
I haven't either.
I haven't really been following it.
Yeah.
I'm sure the ASA is still, pushing.
They're still
Oh,
pushing
they're
it
working.
hard.
Yeah, they work hard at it.
I mean, hopefully it picks up traction again like it did in the past, but
It really had momentum a couple years ago.
It did.
And it's just sort of vanished. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. One of the big things about especially this Alaskan and really all your cans is the weight.
oh yeah.
They are not heavy cans at all.
Boy, that matters.
You guys use a lot of titanium, and y'all use a lot of other metals that come from outer space. From what it sounds like with the names,
It's made of moon rock.
Yeah,
You heard of that meteorite that hit Earth?
Yeah, exactly.
You were there picking up
we
pieces?
collected all that.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's actually pretty surprising. The Alaskan is primarily made from 17-4 stainless steel. So you would think putting that on a Glock, it's just going to weigh down, everything. But
Right.
It's really not the case because it's so light.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's huge. I've got a can that's got a little weight to it, and it can throw things out of balance a little bit. It's great. I love it, but the materials have gotten just better, stronger, lighter, and you guys are definitely have taken advantage of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
yeah.
the best of my knowledge, the rugged universal mount is the lightest QD universal mount with integral locking system on the market today. So you can feel that right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
2.2 ounces.
Well, the total can itself is, would you say 6?
Yeah, 9.6, 9.6.
9.6. I mean, that's unbelievable.
And that's a can that can handle basically everything.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So
Yeah.
total package
That is light.
with the rugged universal mount, it's 11.8, which I think it's probably the lightest, if not the lightest, universal can on the market. So.
Yeah, and I believe this morning you were mentioning that it'll take up to 338 Lapua,
Yeah.
and it's also full auto rated. So anyone out there that wants to make a full auto 338 Lapua, please do so. We would love to put the Alaskan to the test on it.
Oh yeah.
Would you suggest this now as the starting point in your lineup for someone looking for their first suppressor? Would this be your recommendation right now?
Absolutely.
Really?
I mean, it's not only does it cover pistol calibers for the 9mm guy, but also rifle calibers, and you've kind of all got it in one package.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic starting point for pretty much anybody out there looking for a basic multi-caliber can that's going to cover down on not just one type or style of a firearm, but
Right.
just a multitude. I mean,
Well, the only thing you're leaving out is a shotgun. And,
yeah.
Yep.
It's also good for the guys that maybe they own someone else's muzzle devices, but have been interested in rugged and want to try one of our products, and they have that universal mount, then they can run the Alaskan on it. So it's good for that as well.
You can start here and then add a 22 can, maybe something like that. You get your pistol can, because this will cover just about everything else. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy to clean too. I mean, all you got to do is take that end cap off and the mounting device section and wrap it in a rubber mesh and throw it in an ultrasonic cleaner, and you're good to go. You don't even have to do anything.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Makes
You
it
wouldn't
really
want to
easy.
run the titanium through the
Right.
the ultrasonic because
Yeah.
it'll pit or whatever, but the rest of it, yeah.
Well, that brings character.
That's right. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the versatility on all of the cans that you guys make with your 22s. Now you do have a dedicated 22 only, and that one is strictly titanium. Am I correct on that? Or the baffle stacks are?
So it's going to be the mounting portion where the
okay.
engraving is going to be titanium, and the rest is a aluminum. And the baffles are actually coated with a hard coat anodized to make it incredibly easy to clean.
So all the serviceable, because I know that's a big thing, especially shooting, 22 long rifle, and I've done it. I've taken a 9mm can, put it onto a rimfire, and started doing it simply because I could take it apart and clean it.
Yes.
So out of all the cans, I know your rimfire cans, your centerfire pistol cans are all serviceable, and there's really no need to go any beyond that for any centerfire rifle on your 7.62 or 5.56 cans. They're all sealed and ready to go. But I like the fact that you can kind of take them apart and make a K configuration with most of them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Modular. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's so huge. You know, that's really where the market's at.
Yeah.
And
yeah, expand on that a little bit, like modularity again for anyone who's not terribly familiar.
Yeah, so many of our suppressors have a K configuration. So they have the tubing at the base, and then they have a module up top, and you just unscrew that and take the end cap off and drop it into the shorter configuration, and it's great. So, like for instance, our Radian and our Micro 30, they can drop down to 5 or 5.1 inches, which is pretty short, and still you get that sound suppression. You do lose a couple dB when you drop it down to that K configuration, but you still have that sound suppression, and it's kind of a cool looking and also a more tactical solution. So law enforcement likes that.
Well, even in a hunting aspect where you have a potential 24-inch barrel to a 26-inch barrel hunting rifle, and you put the K configuration on it to simply just get rid of the big boom that's right in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And with the barrel, as long as it is, it kind of puts it out there a ways. But
Sure.
It's nice, especially manipulation in the South here, where we're hunting out of big box stands, and I'm sure you guys do the same thing in South Carolina.
Or trudging through brush and everything else.
Yeah. You try to. You want the suppression capability, but yet you don't want the overall length to bang around into a metal stand or a wooden box stand or something. So.
Yeah.
So what are you guys looking at out on the horizon? I know we're still absorbing this Alaskan, getting it out there and really touting it. SHOT Show's coming up, or what can we expect? Something happening at SHOT Show? Any secrets?
I can't say too much, right? Because this is I got to keep my cards close to my chest. But we are looking at launching something here at the beginning of the year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so something new coming out, and I'll just leave it at that.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm not going to, just a little teaser,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Well, speaking of teasers, we were talking this morning about the terminal list. You saw that. I saw that.
Yeah.
You guys were in there. I know you guys didn't necessarily, you two didn't arrange that, but
Nope.
pretty cool. For anyone who hasn't seen that show, it's a really good show. It's on, I believe it's on Prime, isn't it? Is that Amazon Prime?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
Amazon
so.
Prime.
So you guys got some rugged action up in that movie, quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
You were telling me about what the opening scene or
I
whatever?
do believe that in the opening scene they were using the Micro 30 in there. Yeah. So it's a little hard to see because if anyone's seen that opening scene, it's pretty chaotic. There's a lot going on, a lot of noise, and a lot of flashing, and it's pretty dark. But they are using rugged suppressors there.
It's funny though. People really hone in on that stuff when they watch movies, and they're calling out what guns, or if there's an improper configuration or it's a little too fake Hollywood. I mean, people really call it's like people, gun people especially, man. They can pick out a fake from a mile away. So
well, I will say that entire series, listening to podcast with Jack Carr that was in it. He hired a lot of military guys to come in. He was, I believe, a SEAL himself.
That was a great show.
Sat in on all the gunfighting scenarios and the tactics and everything just to make it as accurate as possible. But that's quite impressive.
Yeah, that was a good show. We really enjoyed that.
So that's a sound bar. That's a side note.
Guys, anything else we want to hit?
One other thing I actually noticed on the movie Tomorrow War, again with Chris Pratt, they were using the Radiant 7.62 towards the end of that movie. So that was kind of cool to see. And it's not dark, so you can actually see what it is.
Yeah, nice. Have to check that out as well. I haven't seen. Is that new?
Relatively new. It's within the past year and a half, I think.
I got you. I haven't seen that one.
So, quick recap: everything you guys have hearing safe in a full size configuration. What about the K configuration? Does it borderline?
No, they're all hearing safe as well. Yeah, like I said, you do lose a couple dB of sound suppression, but they're all hearing safe.
That's what we need. We need to standardize how to measure dBs and sound. How far, and somebody actually create a device so everybody get on the same page.
Yeah. I know the guys from Thunder Beast and a few other companies are kind of getting together on that as well with the ASA.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
There's so many variables. Right?
Yes.
The length of the barrel, and I mean even the air pressure and temperature and humidity, and there's just so many variables that can go into
exactly.
But
well, same thing when dealing with any kind of ballistic specs. They have this is the base. It's a 24-inch barrel, yada 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 yada, and it goes from there. But it's going to have to be standardized.
Oh yes.
So fantastic.
Yeah, that's great, guys. I really appreciate you guys taking a few minutes out to chat with us today. And again, we love shooting these things. Cool review with Jason and Dale on everything we got to shoot coming up as well. So you can find all of these suppressors. We sell pretty much everything. We sell the whole line.
You do?
Yeah, we got them all, including the all-new Alaskan here. So dial up LIPSEY'S.com. You can punch your zip code into our dealer finder, and you can find a LIPSEY'S dealer near you, and you can pick one of these things up. And in the meantime, we're, of course, on all the socials at LIPSEY'S Guns. You can find us and follow us and check out our YouTube channel with not only the podcast, but all of our gun reviews and series that we have out. So great little chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay, guys. Well,
Appreciate you guys having us.
hey, no problem.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Anytime. We'll get some more shooting in too next time. So
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Look forward to it.
Until next time, aim higher.
All right. Aim high.